Hello, my crow friends. So, let's see where you're at. First of all, you are in the air element, of course. And we have spiritually strong, creative, watchful. I'm a little distracted because I did a reading that featured the crow as Queen of Wands. It's a completely different deck. It was a tarot deck, not an oracle deck. But it featured a crow as the Queen of Wands. And of course, the Queen of Wands, all of the Wands court cards, well, all of the Wands suit, is associated with divine inspiration. So you would be very creative. You would be feeling connected to the divine. You would be feeling that your intuition perhaps speaks to you through your creativity. All right, where was I? The crow has long been a symbol of magic. A crow personality is drawn to the supernatural and has a gift for seeing the unseen, knowing the unknown. It is said that the crow holds within its mind's eye the three realities, past, present, and future. Crow energy is potent and should only be tapped into when the mind is clear. Those with crow tendencies must balance their lives with a healthy diet, joyful friends, and regular self-study. When in balance, psychic, strong, clear. When out of balance, ungrounded and hypersensitive. To bring it to balance, daily meditation practice. Yeah, this sounds a lot like the Queen of Wands. So perhaps you, the Queen of Wands is a bit more of warmth and charisma in her description, their description. There's no gender really related to any of the court cards because they're all aspects of the self. All right, but let's move along to your tea leaves. These will help you know if this is your reading or not, and they should all be familiar in some sense. Okay, we have June. So June should be a significant month for you. Either something has or will or consistently happens that is significant for you in June. We also have empty chair. So someone is leaving your life. There's obviously a wide variety of reasons for that. We have dog, far away. So a distant friend is thinking of you. And you are feeling tied, or someone is feeling frustrated and tied down. Probably you. Then we have hat. You will be playing a different role, and you need to keep your life in balance. What's really interesting is the similarity of these two images. There's definitely a need for balance. This is an ox yoke, and if you're driving a pair of anything, horses or oxen or what have you, they do need to be balanced. They need to be about the same size, about the same strength, and they need to pull about equally hard, or things do not go well. So there needs to be pretty much equal effort on both sides of this. I don't know what that means to you in your life, but I think it's probably significant if this reading is meant for you. All right, moving right along. I am drawn to the Mystical Moments Tarot today. that's popping out right now. So that one was halfway between upright and reversed. And these two are definitely upright. Let's see what we've got. Four of Cups. Perhaps a pessimist is becoming an optimist. I like the way they depict the Four of Cups. The artist is Katrin Weltstein, or Weltstein. It's very nice. So, this is someone who only sees the darkness, the trouble, the difficulties, a glass half empty kind of person. But it is in reverse, so perhaps you are changing your ways. Perhaps you are learning gratitude, seeing gratitude, feeling gratitude. Perhaps you have a gratitude practice now. Then we have the Page of Wands, which is in the upright, so this is good. This is an interesting Page of Wands because they're holding really a great big magnifying glass. So they're really wanting to see things, to look at things, to learn things, to be excited by life. Of course, they're wands, they're always excited by life. And then we have Six of Cups, also in the upright. So memories, nostalgia, the past. And Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is in a crossing position. Not quite here, not quite there. Eight of Wands can be about an incoming message or news. It is about rapid change, movement. But it is in a crossing position, so it is not quite rapid, but it is not in reversed, which would be stuck or at least very slow. So this is kind of neutral. Things are just kind of going along. I think that you would be the Page of Wands in this. And you are looking over a lot of things. You are remembering and gaining a new perspective, learning perhaps to be grateful for some of the things that you are reevaluating. Definitely learning to see that there was more there than you thought there was. And I don't think you will be ready for rapid progress until you finish this process of reevaluation. You may find it very inspiring. I think you will come out of it no longer a page. Let's see what the universe wants to say to you. Helm. Steering clear, in control, chart your course. But let's see what comes out with it. It does say explore. This is an exploration going on already, but an exploration of your past, yourself. Yep. You are learning how to be centered, becoming centered. This is interesting. And deeply committed. All in for what you love. And reawaken lost hopes. If that's appropriate. There's definitely a sense that you are headed in a healthy direction. Perhaps you are deeply committed to yourself. You're doing what's right for you, for your own growth and development. evolution. Not that it'll necessarily be easy, but once again, we have going places. Another ship-themed card. Perhaps you live near the ocean, or you are involved in shipping, or you travel a lot. Not that you don't have inner demons to deal with. Oh, well, that would be a lot to deal with. So, we have swans, soulmate, twin flame, deep soul connections. And the deck is closed. Oh my goodness. You are not getting a lot of cards today in your reading. Okay. Let's take a look. Sometimes you can get a surprisingly deep reading from very few cards sometimes. And I don't know, you are tending towards few cards today. Okay. Well, all of these cards interacting together do give a different sort of take on things, because we have the Loons card here, uncommon bonds, and then you have soulmate, twin flame right underneath it. Definitely an uncommon bond. All in for what you love, reawaken lost hopes. This is a very challenging, difficult kind of connection. A lot of growth and development, evolution is required of you and of the other person. You both have to choose it, and you both ultimately have to choose each other. But until the work is done, it's not going to happen. So you do have to be deeply committed and all in. You will need to wrangle your inner demons, whatever they may be. You will need to be determined and fearless and ready to move, ready to go places. By that, I don't necessarily mean physical movement so much as internal change. And yes, the way to do that is balance. Centered. Get centered, meditate, integrate your opposing forces, your shadow, feeling complete, equality, well-being. So, it's a fairly complete description of your journey, of the experience that you are in the midst of, have ahead of you. I don't know where you are in this process. Maybe you already understand all of this, being a crow person. I think I will pull from the Shaman Oracle, see if that has any suggestions for you. Well, that's kind of a lot. I usually only get one or two with this deck. You got three. I'm not sure how to fit them on here. Andean Cross, number 2. Coyote, number 12. And Mystical Shaman, 38. So let's see what they're saying to you. Number 2, Andean Cross. The essence. The Andean Cross represents the cosmology of the shaman. It depicts the 4 cardinal directions, the upper and lower worlds, and the steps to reach these realms. The hole in the center is a gateway to interdimensional travel, the proverbial eye of the needle we can all go through to experience higher states of awareness and wisdom and to break free of linear time. The invitation, the Andean cross, announces the start to a great journey. It's time to raise your gaze from the mundane day-to-day to that which until now has seemed beyond your grasp. Allow new wisdom to guide you and stop trying to make sense of it all before you respond with a resounding yes. This is telling me that you have been called to awaken, which, if you're in this kind of a connection, yes, you are being called to awaken. I personally see these connections as a form of awakening. All right. The medicine. The time has passed and the window of opportunity has closed. Oh, so I guess this would be in reverse. Now is not the moment to take that leap you have been over-preparing for. It is best to wait until conditions in heaven line up again to offer you a more propitious moment. Any bold action you take now will require tremendous effort on your part. Just as important as knowing when to act is knowing when to return to your inner stillness and wait for more favorable times. I'm not sure which one applies to you. I like to read both of the messages on these. I don't always feel like they contradict each other. This is one of the rare times when I feel they are pretty much saying, go or stay. But this is a collective reading, so some of you probably it is time to go, and some of you it probably is time to stay. It depends on really where you are in this progression. Okay, let's go to the Coyote, number 12. The coyote is the symbol of the sacred trickster, the one who provides detours for growth and understanding by ensuring that things don't go as planned. The coyote brings the energy of divine deception to set you free from the shackles of that which doesn't serve you. Sometimes it appears that you will get everything you want, only to find that coyote brings you the opposite of what you hoped for. The lessons offered by coyote may at first appear confusing, but they are most sacred and always for your highest good. The invitation. If coyote calls to you, this is a time to pay special attention to detours and disappointments, as they are true tests of faith. You have set your intentions and turned them over to the Great Spirit, yet you may find yourself lost and confused when it appears you are being led off course, off the path leading you to your most cherished dreams and desires. Remember this. Coyote is a sacred trickster and may be leading you into challenges to ensure that you are ready to handle what you've set in motion. Great growth and understanding come to you when coyote calls your name. In my experience, this kind of a connection does feel like trickster energy. It feels like a big, dirty, nasty trick many times. But let's see what the medicine is. Are you being seduced by what you think you desire? Could it be that the more superficial, sparkly, shiny aspects of your ambition led you in this moment? Perhaps you feel that in order to get what you desire, you have to compromise yourself, control others, or manipulate situations to ensure your goal is met. Coyote howls in the shadows to remind you that this may be a lesson too painful to learn. Beware the shallow waters right now. Something or someone might pretend to be deep, but that doesn't make them so, no matter how seductive their superficial traits and how beautiful or sparkly they appear. All that glitters there will not turn up gold, no matter how many wishes you make to change that. So, the other thing about this kind of an experience is that it's about learning that you are not in control. And that you need to surrender your will to the divine in whatever form you believe in it. Whether it is a trickster in your life or not. All right, number 38, the mystical shaman. The essence. This is the symbol of the mythmaker and storyteller who is neither made of nor defined by the story. Instead, he observes it, evolves through it, perceives all aspects of it, In so doing, the mystical shaman represents the ability to dream a new story, a new myth into being. He dances between worlds, wearing the cloak of the world loosely around his shoulders, and sings the world into being. He reminds us to be in the world and travel through it, but not to be defined by it or become too attached to the experience. Excellent advice for this experience. This is the symbol of true alchemy, for all elements of life have a spiritual aspect and a material one. When we remember this, all manner of miracles and manifestations are possible. The invitation. When the mystical shaman appears, you're invited to consider the ability to live without attachment. You are called to create and dream your life, to act on inspiration and divine impulse without fixating on a known story of success or achievement. Can you impartially observe the stories you tell yourself and others? What if you could become a mystery to yourself? Who would you become if you stopped telling the tales that have defined you up until now? You do not have to live in a story that has roots in the past. What if there were no need to explain you to anyone, not even to yourself? The way to your most extraordinary life is to become a blank slate and allow the form of your dreams and desires to show up as it will. This is a sign of manifesting a life beyond your wildest dreams. Yep. Nailed it. I don't really have anything to add to that. There is one thing I have noticed. People talk about this kind of connection, whether you call it a twin flame journey or whatever, as if it's unique and special. But this has nothing to do with twin flames or soul connections. This is talking about shamanism, shamanic lessons, shamanic medicine, shamanic experience of life. This kind of thing is available to everyone, whether you are a twin flame or not. And if you are on an awakening path, this is what you can expect, regardless of what form your awakening takes. Likewise, if you are in a soul connection or twin flame connection, whatever you call it, all the rules for health, healthy relationships, healthy you, healthy them, all those rules apply. Healthy is still healthy. Unhealthy is still unhealthy. And you are supposed to choose health always. Health and evolution and development and becoming more yourself. Because that's what it's really about. These kinds of connections teach interpersonal lessons. Other kinds of practices teach more about the self, but less about interpersonal connections. And that's the big difference. Not the nature of the lessons, but the nature of the interactions. If that makes sense. I hope it did. So, I don't know where you are in this journey. You could be at any point in this journey. And you will probably find yourself in one place and another viewer will find themselves in another place. Regardless, all of the lessons apply. And you will likely go through a spiral so that all the lessons will come back around again in a different form. All right, let's read the medicine in case some of you need that version of this card. Be careful what you pray for. The mystical shaman against you against relentless attachment to a certain form that you think will make you happy, prosperous, famous, loved, etc. However, in seeing your dream come into being, had you considered what you were willing to sacrifice for it? Perhaps you've been telling yourself a certain story for so long, the story that only when you reach this particular goal will you be happy. that you will arrive. You didn't even notice you're no longer the person who wanted those outcomes. You may have moved beyond those stories. Perhaps it's time to admit to yourself that you need to imagine a new story that is more in alignment with who you have become. You are becoming someone new and different. Never doubt that. Okay, this is just one moment in millions of moments in the continuum of a life. Let it go. Let it just be a story and move on. Better tales are waiting to be told. So, one other thing that I should mention, it's actually very important, so it should be more than a mention. This isn't about another person. This is about you. All of this that you're going through is not about this other person. It is about you becoming more you. Becoming a bigger version of you, a more authentic version of you. Becoming more than you ever thought you could be. Becoming someone you never even imagined. That's why there's all this stuff here about letting go. Don't get attached. I mean, you are attached. Don't let this attachment rule your life. In the sense that thinking that you have to be with this person. Because that's not what this is about. Okay, so that's pretty heavy. I am wishing you all the best and good luck on your journey.